Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Donkey Kong 1994. In this episode we're going to be starting Rocky Valley, and we also have to make sure that the name for Rocky Valley has to have the hyphen in the middle. So that's what it has to be, so you got to remember that. So Rocky Valley, as you can see here, it is the longest world in the entire game, even longer than the final world that we're going to be going to in the next episode. Yeah, that much there. So I mean, you would think that for such a world like that, it'll probably be the final one, but nope. I mean, they just had to use the penultimate world for as the longest one. Now, this one, I mean, despite the length of the absurd length it has, though, with a shit ton of stages it has, it didn't really give me too much trouble when I was recording through this, though. But there were some that actually it does was actually requiring me to just remember what I had to do, and even having to look up a guide. So yeah, for the most part, you'll definitely be dealing with even more trial and error for this here. So it's just a matter of just having to, know exactly where to place key and how exactly you want to go through to get to that door. And yeah, those armadillos that you see here, I mean, I don't think they're really hazards per se though. They're just one of those enemies where they just get in your way. And so let's see this next one here. Oh yeah, and also the other hazards you'll be dealing with are these porcupines you see here. So yeah, watch out for them too, because they are dangerous to the touch. And yeah, one of them will actually be set free because those platforms, they disappear as soon as they basically disintegrate as soon as you stand on top of them, because I mean they're supposed to be like sand or something like that. Yeah, I think they're sand, so that's why you can see the animation of them disintegrating. But of course, you're also going to be dealing with these, it's supposed to be like kind of like piranha plants, where they would just spit their seeds at you. So that's what you want to watch out for too. But yeah, other than that though, yeah, some of the levels in which I would actually have a bit of trouble with, actually did take a long time for me to record. But that's all just a matter of having to, with the fact that of how long this world is. So yeah, I can see, the video itself is pretty long, and also the recording itself too. This one is a bit annoying as well, because, you have that bird to deal with that will constantly drop its eggs at you. So, yeah, be careful with that, too. As you just saw here, you see that Mario was swimming at this waterfall. So, yeah, that's what you can actually do, just by swimming at the waterfall. But, it actually does constantly push down. So, yeah, because of that, then, the gravity really does intensify for this here because of the waterfalls. And that, though, I mean, most of the or some of the levels here, they're not exactly hard per se, but they do have quite a bit of trial and error. So, yeah, some of them I had to just look things up and just had to figure exactly what it was I had to do, because I mean I have really played this level a long time, so it's kind of hard for me to remember. Hard for me to remember. Yeah, a little dyslexia again. Alright, this is another one of those waiting games where, you have the porcupines that you have to watch out for, and then you have to wait until DK would just use the lever to open and close the floors. And so you gotta do, yeah, your main objective is to just, get to that lever and then just, open the way to get to Pauline. As a matter of fact, yeah, whenever those platforms disappear, then that's what the ropes are for that you want to climb up on, so that way there you can actually at least avoid the porcupines. And there we go. So I think there's like, 4 boss fights. Well, I mean, 3 stages, or 3 arcade-based stages where, just getting to DK and Pauline. And then, of course, there's just the end boss. So there's like 3 of those. So yeah, that's definitely how long this level is, though. And again, it's still surprising that this managed to be the longest world in the entire game before the final world, which actually isn't that long at all. In fact, it can be pretty short because jumping ahead a bit here, that you're just going through a few stages plus the one arcade-based stage to get to Pauline, and then there's then there's the boss, or the final boss afterwards. So, and here's another one of those hammer gimmicks that you have to do. Just smash those blocks here, and then yeah, you can also smash those porcupines as well, so that way they won't try to annoy you as you go across. So yeah, so this is one of the things where you want to do this one trick where you're basically the hammer trick is what they will probably call it. Is that you just toss the hammer up, and then you want to have Mario do the backward somersault or the backflip. And then as soon as you go up there, then you want to make sure to pick the hammer back up, so that way there you can actually continue smashing those blocks, and then that way there you can be able to create a pathway. So that's what there is. So that's actually where, you know, they kind of test out the your reflexes is what it is. It's kind of what this whole world entails, that, you know, it kind of like, you know, that definitely serves as one of those big challenges where, you know, it's, you know, really does put your puzzle solving and reflexes to the test, is what it is. I know a lot of games tend to do that, you know, with their final levels and before the final boss. Let's see. What was I gonna say? There was something else I had in mind, but I can't exactly remember what it was. Yeah, I lost my train of that one though. So I mean, hopefully. Oh, actually, you know what? Now I think I remember what I was gonna say. So you can see that there's a tower that's right there. So it's basically supposed to be a precursor to what the final world is gonna be, because it's taking place at a tower. So yeah, you're basically just well on your way to get to the final world. So so yeah, that's basically just a sneak preview. So you're basically just getting close to it though. So you know, you're just having to go through all the stages here to get to the last world in the game, because you know they all take place in the same Rocky Mountains area. So because that's where the tower is. That's basically supposed to be where I guess, you know, DK's quote unquote stronghold that there is here. So you know, you just yeah, you're just well on your way to get into there. So yeah, so as a matter of fact, we are very much almost done with the game. So this would be the penultimate level here, or the penultimate world. Now, one thing you can keep in mind, that you did see that scorpion that was going around. Keep in mind, folks, those guys are indestructible, because you know, if you try to toss something like this key, you know, be able to toss a key or whatever at them, that does not affect them at all. So yeah, I tried that in one of my recordings, and well, that it didn't kill at all. So yeah, so you want to watch over the two, and you know, the way it just moves around here, and you know, makes sense too, because you know, scorpions, I mean, they're pretty aggressive, and I mean, you know, I actually one time I actually did have one encounter with a scorpion. Well, back over in my my parents' house, you know, well, you know, it was actually while they were they're living in their in the woods over in Georgia. And they actually just had an encounter with a scorpion, and well, I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen a scorpion. Because I haven't really, well, I haven't really seen any in Florida though, and I still haven't though, because you know I'm still because you know I'm still living in Florida though, so I mean I haven't really had an encounter with scorpion. I mean I'm sure there might be some around, but you know yeah, that's what it was though. We actually did manage to kill it before it ever did anything though, but yeah, those guys, they are aggressive. They can sting, so. Yeah, that's, you know, you definitely want to watch out for scorpions, because you know they even look scary too, honestly. All right, for this one, you know, I mean, there's DK Jr. who's you know, well, no, I thought that was just him push the lever to make the platform disappear, but no, that was just the square platform that I was using. But I think it's just moving the flow with the conveyor belts is what it is. At least I think so. All right, yeah, this one I had to, you know, just try to. Yeah, get rid of those guys there. And yes, you can even smash those, whatever it is that they're shooting out of there. I think they're supposed to be like, you know, acid orbs or something like that. I don't even know. It kind of look like beams to me, though. But yeah, I can even smash them, too, somehow. Alright, and I think the key, yeah, I lost the key. Yeah, it's right up there. Yeah, you're pretty much going to be, well, even if you pick up the key, you're probably going to lose it anyway, though. So that's why you have to, go ahead and create those ladders to get up there. And then you just create that platform that's down the spikes. So that's basically what they're for, though. At the very least, this level was actually pretty easy to figure out, because I know, you know, the later levels in this world, especially in this game, you know, they definitely get a lot more challenging with their puzzles, and so you really have to think very carefully for what you have to do. And you know, again, it's one of those things where, you know, a lot of players, you know, before the internet came around, that they were all so frustrated with these puzzles here, and so either they had to give up, or they had to, you know, invest in a guidebook or something like that. You know, that was back before we had internet, before YouTube. You know, like way before YouTube. Alright, so this stage here. So DK is going to be tossing those boulders over at you. So what you can do, actually, is that we actually did see in one of the in one of those tutorial intermissions, is that you can actually ride on top of them. And so when they go across the spikes, you can be able to use them and just ride on top of them, so that way there you can be able to avoid the spikes altogether. So that's actually pretty neat too. Just to make sure you don't get hit by the boulders either, though, and then you should be fine. But you know, just make sure that you're very well just stood right into the on the boulders themselves. And also, yeah, it's showing this one where this is something we've actually done before, where, you know, just swimming over the waterfall. It's actually showing that if you just go around top of here, then you can be able to you can be able to just go across there easily, just fine. So you know, as long as you get a good enough height or your jumping height there, and then just go right onto the waterfall, then you should be able to just make a good landing over to the other side of the platform for what's showing here. All right, so that's done, but we're still not. I mean, we're still not done yet, though. There's still plenty of stages left before we get to the end goal. So and yeah, this one, well. Yeah, no, it's another one of those things where, you know, DK Jr. would probably either annoy you or just help you. Because, I mean, that's kind of what he does, though. Where he would just go and toss his poison mushrooms that would cause Mario to shrink, but you actually do need them. It's actually beneficial to just go under these narrow spaces, because, you know, you need to be a tiny Mario for to go under there. And look at that, I just got all the accessories, but at this point, I actually try not to bother with the accessories, because, you know, just getting all 3 of them would take you to the bonus stages where you're getting extra lives, but I've already capped to the maximum of 99 lives, and so at this point, I don't really need any more lives, and especially considering that, you know, this game is very easy for you to get some extra lives, so, you know, that way there you'll be making multiple attempts for this one until you succeed. So that's definitely, you know, with this game being so generous about the lives here. So because of that, then, you know, these bonus stages they're just absolutely pointless. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really get anything at all because I just happened to get the didn't get a match at all, and so just got, like, you know, two stun hats plus the DK head, and so I didn't get anything though. But, you know, doesn't matter. Don't really care. I already got a lives anyway. Now this stage here and some of the stages in the in Rocky Valley, you can see that, you know, it's windy, so it's gonna push against Mario himself. So, you know, very much like the airplane stage, but I don't know how intense though. I mean, at least okay. Well, I kind of died there, so I did a bit of jump cut because I made a wrong landing. But this one shouldn't be too bad. I just had to keep pushing though. So I mean, it didn't really give me as much trouble as the airplane. The airplane did, because, oh boy, the airplane, oh god, that was really troublesome. It was such a nightmare to go through because of how you know, the tight platforms, and also for also the wind they had to deal with. This one wasn't too bad though. Now this stage, I will say though, this actually did take a long time. So basically the whole thing with this stage here is that you know, you can see that there's the key is on the other side of the conveyor belt. But there's that little spike that they had to deal with as well. So you just have to toss the key and then just get to the other side. And you want to make sure not to crouch over to where that conveyor belt is, otherwise you'll get hit by the spike and then Mario dies. And so what you want to do is that you want to create the ladders in a specific order, because if you do it in the wrong order, then you'll never be able to make it up there. And then the key will start to respawn back to its original position, and then the timer for the ladders will run out. So what you want to do is that you want to bring the ladder over to nearby where the key is, and then take the other square, and then bring the ladder over to where the door is, and then take the last square, and then just get out to nearby where you can actually climb up. So if you do it the wrong way, then, you know, you're gonna run out of time, because you know, because the time limit for these ones are very short, and, you know, definitely one of the gripes I have with this game is because of how, the short time limit for those things. And, you know, because I actually kind of wish they would just give you more time. So, because of that, then yeah, you want to make sure to place the ladders in a certain order, so that way there you can be able to make it up to the door. But you want to make sure to be fast about it too, because of how short the time limit is, and, you know, that's something I don't really like about this game. Now this one here, yeah, DK is going to be tossing more boulders, which, I mean, you can still ride on, but what you're going to deal with is that you want to avoid those boulders, so that way there you can't get hit in the head by those. Jeez, can't even speak today. The problem is that, you know, some of the platforms, you know, whenever you want to make sure to use use Mario's acrobatic abilities to get from one platform to another. Some of them will actually just be regular, or some objects where you actually just go through. Some of the ones will actually start falling down, so you want to hurry and get back up, as you can see here. But some of the ones like those dark red platforms, they are completely solid objects, and so Mario can't really jump right through them. So you want to make sure to find the ones where Mario can actually jump through, and then just get on top and use these reflexes to get to Pauline. And so yeah, this is actually where it shows. Oh, okay, yeah, Mario should have died there, because, you know, fall in lava, then you die. So okay, somehow you hop across there. You know, it actually does show in this intermission about Mario hopping across lava. Like, he gets burned at first, but then he's actually hopping across lava just fine. That only shows in the cutscene itself, though. In gameplay, though, it doesn't work at all. This does not apply in game at all. So, like, you know, just go in the lava, then, you know, obviously you die, though. So, don't think, like, it's the whole logic, you know, like with, oh, let's say Sonic 06, where, you know, if Sonic or, you know, if any of the characters fall in the lava, they just lose rings. But if they fall in the water, they die. Because, you know, because you know, Sonic, well, I mean, I guess it's been established about how, you know, I guess, you know, Sonic is hydrophobic. So, you know, therefore, you know, just water is apparently, you know, such a big thing about Sonic. Well, then again, though, like, didn't let's see, I actually remember seeing that one episode of Sonic X where, you know, he kind of just goes and flails around like a little bitch just for being in water, and they actually just, you know, poke fun of him for that, though. So that's, like, you know, definitely one of those wussy moments about Sonic. And, you know, I mean, just had to bring it up, though, because, you know, it goes to show about one of the reasons why Sonic X is an absolute piece of shit. But anyways, so yeah, that's what it is here, is that, you know, just having to be careful with the lava, though. So don't think for a second that that the intermission showing you go across lava. No, that does not apply at all. You'll still die if you get touched by if Mario touches lava. He gets burnt to a crisp, and, you know, it makes sense, though. But yeah, like I said, you know, just it's not like in Sonic 06 where, you know, they just do it so very logically and very wrongly too. So. But yeah, I'll also see that in those stone platforms that are on the lava, yeah, just like in those iceberg platforms, they do start sinking down whenever Mario stands on top of them, because, again, Mario is a fat ass. But you also want to be very careful too, because, you know, because it's lava, and so you have to hurry and just jump out of there before you ever so much as just even place your toe into the lava. And so for this one right here, it's another one of those puzzle center things where, you know, yeah, you see these walking guys here, which we haven't seen since the ship world. Yeah, you can just what you have to do is you have to you know, pull those levers over, and then they start falling down, and you just go across them as platforms, and then you just that's how you get to the get to that key. But you want to push it back over, though, so over there you can actually be able to unlock the door where the key is. And then that's all you gotta do. And that was the wrong lever. I meant to get the other guy to get down there. See, this would be the lever. Yes, this would be the lever right here, so that's good. And I always push it back over, though, you know, just in case, because I think that also might control the door that's over where the key is, though, but I'm not entirely sure. And watch out for that plant fuck that's trying to annoy you. Also, I'm not sure if you actually noticed, but sometimes, especially when there's, like, so many enemies and so many of those orbs, yeah, you can see that this game is chugging quite a lot here. So, yeah, that's one thing you have to deal with when the frame rate suddenly drops. Did I actually just pronounce it wrong there? I don't know. But yeah, the frame rate will suddenly drop, and so yeah, you'll see that this game actually chugs, and, you know, I think it seems to actually still do, like, even though I'm playing this on the NSO, but, I mean, probably especially more so if you actually playing this on the cartridge on the actual Game Boy console. But, also, yeah, as you can see in the background, that's where the tower is, so the further levels we go, then the closer we get to the tower. And also, yeah, this stage here gave me so much shit because of the way the elevators go, and you have to try to go into those like, you know, faceless thwomps. I'm gonna call them faceless thwomps. But yeah, the way they just have to go back up, and keep in mind, folks, is that whenever if you're on top of that block there, and if it goes right to the top there, Mario actually gets crushed. Yeah, apparently the sky kills Mario. So yeah, just be careful of that too. And so yeah, I was trying to get to the other side, but you know, I couldn't make it to those other platforms because of the way the elevators were ascending upwards, and same with those faceless thwomps. And then I either fall into the lava or fall into the spikes, and then that caused me to fall on my death too. But yeah, that did take me a lot of attempts. All right, so now we're at the boss fight against DK for this world here. Now for this one, he's going to be tossing these walking rocks with faces somehow. But there's also the bird that you want to watch out for as it you know, shits its eggs at you. So that's what they do. Oh, then again, they do. Never mind. I don't want to go there. But Yeah, that's the way to do. Still same thing though. Just pick them up and then just toss them over at DK, just like all the other boss fights. You know, just tossing the tossing barrels over. Also, I really like that little backdrop there. So you know, afterwards you can actually see their silhouettes whenever they go across from this rocky formation to another. But there we go. So now Rocky Valley is finally done and over with, and so now we're heading inside a tower, which is actually what's going to be the final world here. And yeah, that's literally what's called here, the tower. So go ahead and save our progress right here. It's now that we're done with this world here. And so with that, we have now made it to the final world in the entire game, which actually does take place in the same Rocky Valley. This is the tower, and so you can see DK's face there right on top of there. This is DK's stronghold. So yeah, we finally made it, guys. This is the final world in the entire game. We're just about almost done there, and there's not very many stages. You know, it's definitely one of the shorter levels, despite the final level. So next time on Let's Play Donkey Kong 94 in the finale, we're gonna be heading over. We're gonna be starting the stages in the tower, and hopefully get to the final boss, and we should be done with this whole journey. So I will see you guys for the finale of Donkey Kong 94.